Okay, so just to be sure, I'm testing right now. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Alright, so hello everybody and welcome uh, to my 25th live stream right now, and we are going to witness the SpaceX CRS-32 commercial resupply mission. We are going to see where uh, where's lots of information whatnot you need to know. Maybe not that many. I mean, it's a pretty standard mission there, but well, still better than nothing. So let us see here. Uh, let's go. Okay, and so far there is no audio loop yet from there. I can try show you the better one. Here how it actually looks like. Okay, so I assume around at the bottom right screen is essentially the view of CRS-32, I guess. Yeah, but since we don't have not much else to talk here until the docking around 10 minutes 10 minutes or so, so why not we check a little bit on the NASA space flight forum, because they actually talk about that a little bit. So now pop it in so I can look. I mean, it's not going to be very visible for you guys there, but I can actually see the picture in picture mode there, specifically for that mission. So we're going to check out. So how does it looks there? Yeah, because from what I can tell from my reading, not that much. Sometimes a little bit weak. Okay. So basically, yeah. So one of the payload that's actually inside of these launches would be the
station on 2 for WHC. So the vent caps are actually per figures 5 and 6. My understanding, figure 12 was the installed tank that then after removing it, you flip the caps to point towards them. So again, the vent caps on Bravo 1 and 2 are pointing away from the tank, and the vent cap on Bravo 3 is pointing toward the tank.
All right, so that's the call out.
Okay, copy all, Vapor. That is a good config from our perspective. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the reason why we are not continuing this yet, because there is a call out a little bit for between the there's communication between the I believe between the ISS and also the ground control. So that's why I have to keep a little bit silent there. But from what I can tell, there's not many notable payload here. Maybe some of the interesting payload that I can see is the
Station and Dragon are currently 300 meters apart, and they're currently traveling northwest to southeast, about to cross the west coast of Africa.
All right, you can hear that they are now in between the south coast of Africa.
The view you're seeing on your screen is the view from the cupola that Johnny Kim, NASA
Yeah,
astronaut
west
Johnny
coast
Kim,
of Africa.
and JAXA astronaut Takuya Onishi are monitoring from the cupola.
Yeah, and also according to this mission right now, they are only 300 meters in between the CRS-32 and also the ISS.
Okay, we copy. Thank you for the data. We'll let you know when we have more.
All right, so here that's the call out we can hear so far. Okay, and some of the payload that I can say quite a bit notable for me, not super notable but still notable enough, would be the atomic clock
Dragon is continuing to make its
assemble
way
in
along the
space,
docking
or
corridor as it
SES,
approaches the docking access, or
SES
waypoint
of
1, in
course.
about 3 minutes from now.
Alright, for just the docking access about 3 minutes from now. Pretty interesting. Okay, they're basically going to test the fundamental physics about you know about the clocks, about time and clocks in space in comparison to Earth. Basically, they are going to measure the flow of time, because this is some of the experiments of the Einstein's theory of general relativity. Basically it describes that gravity does affects the passing of time, and basically anything that flies, anything that goes on the higher altitude usually would be usually the time will go way faster than back at the Earth, especially on the sea level, of course. So they are going to bring this experiment up to the ISS. Specifically, they are going to test it outside of ESA's Columbus module.
Station Houston on spacecraft.
ESS or
RCC
ESA
Houston is
stands
go.
for European
Preparing to approach
Space
waypoint 2.
Agency, of course. So, and let's see another one. What? Oh,
Station copy.
yeah. Apparently, it's going to be
What you just heard is the go for approach to waypoint 2.
I don't know.
It's the go to bring
PHARAO.
Dragon to a point just
Atomic
20
clock.
meters away from station.
Okay. So that's basically so basically they're going to test for that. So originally SS, and now it's become Pharaoh, apparently the name of that payload. And from what I can see, they are also going to launch on board of it will be Science Taxi Biospin 1.0. Okay, not much known here, but I'll still check here. Okay. So this is how SS or Pharaoh, basically atomic clock assemble in space looks like. Here it looks like. Okay. Oh, so I assume that SS basically is a combination of between these two, Pharaoh and SHM.
Keep going to waypoint 2.
Oh, so Pharaoh is basically to ensure that time remains correct over long periods of time, while SHM it will check the exact precise time signal over a short duration. So basically that's another one. Okay. And also
waypoint 1 puts Dragon on the docking axis.
Okay. Alright.
That docking axis is 220 meters or 720 feet away, directly in front of the docking port.
Okay. So that's what you can hear. Oh yeah, and in case you want to know where I get this mission badge of, basically the NASA insignia, basically coming from these sources. This username Scrooge on NASA spaceflight, or if you know, it's Elon X. If I remember, ElonX.net actually got this one, and essentially this is pretty legit as far as we know. So that's why I can include this on the thumbnail, of course, especially if you see the mission. Okay. There's also going to be Apex 12, Advanced Plan Experiments number 12.
Dragon has made its way to the docking axis directly in front of the Zenith port at waypoint 1 and is currently en route to waypoint 2.
Alright, so rather than wasting too much time yapping about something and whatnot,
as a reminder, we just heard a go for approach to waypoint 2 call, meaning that all Dragon systems checked out nominally on its path to the docking port.
Alright, so if you can see those,
and with that nominal checkout, Dragon did not need to pause at waypoint 1
if you
and
see
is
those
continuing directly on to waypoint 2.
White signal there, that's basically another way how actually also, if I remember, actually how it can orient itself to actually dock into the space station, especially if it wants to be captured by it, of course.
Dragon range 200 meters and
To get it
decreasing
self-docking,
in the
by the way,
corridor.
you can see.
Attitude nominal.
Houston copies.
All right. So that's
Dragon is 200 meters away from the space station on its way to waypoint 2, which is just 20 meters away.
all right. So that's how we hear. Should not be that long. I mean, let's just say plus minus it should.
Waypoint 2 is the 20
All
meter
right. So you can see this is the view.
feet final
Another one.
checkpoint in front of the Zenith
Mhm.
docking port before making its way to docking.
All right. So you can see this is how it actually will dock on the process of waypoint number 1. Basically, that very huge straight line there, and then waypoint number 2 is when it start moving. You can see a little bit like 7, number 7 there. You know, if it's going a little bit straight from north to south, basically that's waypoint number 2. From what I can translate of that, of course. All right, and we.
Station procedure review of steps 5 and 6 complete. Crew is ready for docking.
All right, so ready for the docking. Okay, we are going to see next.
Station Houston copies. At waypoint 2, Dragon will hold for approximately 6 minutes.
Yeah, and I guess rather than just leaving that music off like that, I will just
You just heard that call. The Dragon's going to make a pit stop for 6 minutes at waypoint 2, and usually it's about 1 minute, but today there's going to be 2 additional operations once it arrives to that point.
All right, 6 minutes of pit stop there. So
First is an assessment of Dragon Eye performance with the new International Docking Adapter Zenith Planar Reflector.
so that's that. I guess rather than just
And the second additional objective at waypoint 2 today is a pre-planned
Maybe-
reduction in C2V2 return link rate to increase link margin for docking.
all right. So additional 6 minutes pit stop, so I can cover a little bit about the payload, and rather than just keeping that music off,
Station
might as well
Houston,
just keep it
Space Ground 2 for vapor
on, because
and
it's a
WAC.
little bit boring, right? So music on. Okay.
Vapor, we talked about it a bit, and I think we would like to request one more dose. So I'd like to have you go ahead and do this now. Make sure when you do the dose,
All
please
right.
check the ECOP
So this is how it looks like.
to make sure
Okay.
that it is clear that
And you
retreat
still
is
can hear
moving
it.
through the hose. How copy?
I will also still going to check what's going to be next. Okay.
So you want me to run block
Oh,
November,
Apex 12, yeah,
do one
Advanced
thing on
Planet
this, and then
Plant
as
Experiments
that
number
dose
12.
is moving, make sure that
Basically,
the liquid moving.
to test the hypothesis of the induction of telomerase
Good words from
activity
us.
in space,
That's fine.
basically to protects the plant DNA molecules from damage, basically elicited by cellular stress invoked by combined spaceflight stressors, blah blah blah. Okay, I mean you get a little bit of idea what this is all about. I'm not going to bore you. We are going to move on a little bit.
Dragon just closed down.
Okay, so
less
this
than
is how it looks like
130
too.
meters away from the space station.
For the
as the
SS. You
spacecraft
see?
and the International
This is
Space
the inside
Station
of
are
it.
tracking down the west coast of Africa.
Okay, interesting, and also does have some image how it looks like. Okay, I don't want to bore you too much. You can read this for yourself here, and in case you're watching this on replay, feel free to pause this video so you can read all of this yourself. Okay, but the most important thing is just remember that inside the ISS atomic clock ensemble is in space, you just need to remember the Pharaoh, this number 1 Pharaoh, and number 2 SHM. That's all. 1 2. That's the only thing you need to remember. The rest of it, yeah,
And Houston
still
Station,
interesting,
Red and Black November, the pre-trip
not the
protocol
main
light
point.
cannot come back
This
on,
one.
so it looks like a nominal startup. Do you still want me to just do one dose to make sure?
Oh, all right. Looks like it's now going move on again. Okay, so let's go.
Dragon is continuing on its docking corridor route as it approaches waypoint 2, currently just about 100 meters away from the space station.
All right, 100 meters to the space station.
So that makes WHC go for use. Hold the dose that we asked you for. However, our ask going forward is if you see any more off nominal lights, please immediately hold and let us know, because we'll want to troubleshoot that.
All right, so you can see it's going
I'll pass that on to
here
everybody.
nearer, and if you see from
Copy that.
some of
Thank
the flaps and whatnot, that's if you see that's a little bit like a tile configuration there. That's the solar panel. Okay, that's how it actually generates the power sources needed to move that spacecraft,
Dragon
and
is
that's the
currently
reason
making
why
its way to waypoint
that's
2,
the
where
spacecraft
we'll take
still
a
works.
6-minute pit stop
Without
for final evaluation
without
of
solar,
systems to ensure
before this
alignment
solar
before
power,
resuming
it's
approach
not going
and
to
closing
last
in
pretty
for
well, even on
contact and
battery.
capture.
So
Now, typically that pit stop is 1 minute, but today there will be 2 additional test objectives once Dragon arrives to waypoint 2.
all right,
During that
look at
6-minute
that.
pit stop, they will first assess the Dragon Eye performance with the new International Docking Adapter Zenith Planar Reflector. This new reflector was just installed by NASA astronauts Sunny Williams and Nick Hague just a few months ago during a spacewalk this January.
All right, that's also pretty interesting. Yeah. Okay.
The second additional objective at waypoint 2 today is a pre-planned reduction in C2V2 return link rate to increase link margin for docking.
All right, you can see there. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, I hope you guys happy. I'm still keeping the music on because it's boring. I mean, seriously, that silent mode. I actually turned off those monitoring for the music, so at least for me, I don't hear anything, and it's a little bit
If you're
boring.
just joining
Other
us,
than
we're
just
providing
comment
live coverage of the SpaceX Dragon cargo spacecraft's arrival to the International Space Station.
And also another second reason is that because that music it's going to combine together with the desktop audio, so that's not the desire that not something that I really desired, and not something you should hear double the sound, so it's better to do like this, okay. All right, so this is how it looks like.
Dragon is currently 50 meters away from the International Space Station on its way to waypoint 2, the final pit stop before docking.
All right, you'll be around 47 meters from now before they finally arrive, before the cargo resupply mission finally arrive. So here we go, nearer and nearer and nearer. We are still going in. All right, and just around a day and 1 day and basically around 1 day and 4 hours plus ago, SpaceX launches CRS-32 for this mission, and I can say the mission is pretty quite standard. The launch is not like super duper, not worthy enough for you to watch. So part of the reason why I don't
Teams
show
just
if I
reported
don't have
Dragon's
enough time.
systems have checked out nominally
that's
on
that.
its way to waypoint 2, just 20 meters away from the space station.
All right. Just 20 meters away. We shall see. It's us to see, and it should finally docking to the International Space Station. Okay, and looks like, let me go near. Okay, 20 meters away from the space station. Nice. And yeah, they cannot go this much. They cannot go much faster right now, because if they go too faster on this flight, anything can happen. One of it is that it's going to crash the space station, and basically everyone else got knocked, and chaos will ensue. So part of the reason why it looks like it doesn't move beyond 20 meters from now. Okay, so I guess I can we can go and search again for now. So this is how it looks like. Anything else to see? Yeah, still staying around 19.7 meters. So that's that. Okay. So this is how it
Dragon
looks
has
like.
made it to its final pit stop, just 20 meters in front of station, and will pause here for approximately 6 minutes before resuming its approach.
Alright, 6 minutes before approach, another pit stop. Okay, so good. Okay, LV.
Houston Station, Dragon holding 19.8 meters in the corridor. Alignment nominal.
LV's holographic stuff.
Copy that, Johnny. We're
What's
showing
that?
a good hold.
I'm curious, what's that? Okay,
That was the voice of NASA astronaut Johnny
basically-
Kim, who's currently monitoring today's docking operations.
okay, so basically this is how it looks like for the Apex 12 Advanced Plant Experiment -12. It investigates how space radiation affects plant telomeres, the protective ends in chromosomes, basically the plant molecule in plant DNA molecule
Stand down from
that
monitoring
indicate
docking cameras in
health. So basically that's how they going to do. They want to see it on the long duration mission. What's the effect? Okay, still nothing too much there. Okay. So this is how it looks like for this notice. This is how basically how do we also look. Okay, I mean, you don't have to know everything about this. Someone else knows how to translate this one. Okay, so this is how it looks like there. That's why it says.
Station Houston on Space to Ground 2 for any available crew. Request cease exercise activities at this time.
Alright, so this is how it looks like there. So basically for the
The view you see on your screen is what NASA astronaut Johnny Kim
for
and
the
JAXA
packaging
astronaut Dakota
payload.
Onishi are seeing through the cupola.
There's actually two parts there. The first
just
one,
heard
the
Johnny
unpressurized
confirm
payload.
nominal
This is
alignment.
basically this unpressurized payload
Dragon is currently
located
in its
around the
final
trunk
pit stop,
area,
about 20 meters
and
away from
for
the
the
International
pressurized,
Space Station.
usually on the upper there, you see something
Typically,
like,
this is a 1-minute stop just to assure alignment.
yeah, something
but
looks
today
like,
there are a few additional test objectives the team's handling now.
oh, so no video is actually like this. What interesting stuff, Okay, but the ISS women can still see this anyways. Okay, so the pressurized is basically the almost like the NOSCON type there, and the pressurized unpressurized
Copy.
one
Thank you.
is on the trunk area. You can see here, and whatever available is there, crew supplies. There's also science investigations, payload, also spacewalk equipment, vehicle
Spacecraft
hardware, and
continues
also
to focus
computer
on
resources.
aligning its docking
Not
system
that
with
much.
the docking adapter.
I mean, yeah.
Dragon will then fly in and make contact with the docking adapter, giving us what we call soft capture.
Okay, and also
The
There's
solid
lots
capture
of
ring then
hardware
retracts until
here.
sensors indicate it's time for hooks to drag in
Catalytic
place to give us a
reactor,
hard capture and
which
firmly
tool
secure
assembly.
Dragon to station.
Reducer cylinder assembly. Okay, so there is also
Just before docking, when Dragon reaches
a
2
cylinder
meters
tank
or
that
about
provides
6.5 feet
15
away,
minutes
you will
of
hear the call
oxygen
chop.
in case of emergency to
Chop
crewmen.
stands for crew hands off point, telling
And
the crew not to
they
set any
launched
commands,
two
and at that point,
on board
Dragon is
there to
committed to
utilize
docking.
in orbit spares. Thermal expansion device. And then what they are going to return, they are also going to return the urine processor assembly, pressure control and pump assembly, also assembly contingency transmitter receiver assembly. Okay, so for this one they will return this specifically for repair. This one,
The
I
team is
guess
working that
they are going to
second
replace it
additional
with new one
objective today at
letters.
waypoint 2.
Again,
It's a pre-planned
antenna feed
reduction in
assembly.
CQB2 return
Okay,
link rate to increase link margin for docking.
also login antenna feed assembly, sub assembly. Okay, planar reflector assembly too. Oh, with visiting spacecraft reflector laser to compute relative range, velocity, and altitude and attitude to the base station. They are going to repair this for. They are going to repair this, so they have to return this one too.
Station Houston on
Multi
2,
filtration
CQB2
bed.
link reconfiguration is complete. Expect approach to resume shortly.
Okay, they are going to resume the approach soon, so I'll be showing you next. As long as you still can hear it, that's still okay. I mean, there's not so much on the visual, so why not? And also, this is how it looks like. Usually, if there's also going to be airspace closure zones, you can see
Teams
this
are
is
go for
the
final approach
how
and docking.
booster how it looks like there. Okay, also the range there, range safety, and also the line. I assume this is for the second stage. Okay, and here we go. Let's go next again. Okay, this is one. It's going live. Oh, so the food items here, they emphasize less fresh foods and vegetables and more something like durable food items such as tortillas. 1,262 flying on board. Interesting. Oh, they are not going to. NASA is not going to look forward for the move CRS-32 forward. So, going to be Axiom 4, thickness 23, and also going to be the HTV-X cargo resupply spacecraft. So that's that. Yeah, I wish we have Dream Chaser because I'm interested with Dream Chaser, but I don't know.
If you're just joining us, the SpaceX Dragon cargo spacecraft is at its final pit stop and about to start making its final approach to the International Space Station.
Alright, so the final approach going to start. So yeah, that's that.
Station Houston on Space to Ground 2. Dragon is on final approach and is go for docking.
Alright.
First steps 5 and 6
Looks like
in 1
they are going to go for docking.
Dragon approach and retreat monitoring.
Okay, so this is the website. Yeah. Okay. Aerosol monitors inside of this. Okay, robotic spacecraft guidance. Next generation pharmaceutical structures.
15 meters.
Okay, already resumed. Closing in on.
Dragon is delivering more than 3 tons of cargo to the International Space Station crew of 7.
So that's that. You can see how it looks like there. So I guess that's all. I don't have too much to show here. Okay, so this is the how the approach looks like there. You can see this one how it looks like back then.
Dragon is moving
Press
at 8
burn,
centimeters per
boost
second,
burn,
closing in on
loss
13
entry,
meters
burn,
away.
transfer burn, finance, elliptic burn, approach initiation, waypoint 0, waypoint 0, waypoint 1, and waypoint 1, waypoint 2, and basically we're on the final phase of this right now. So yeah, you can see this is the imaginary bubble of safety, so that's why they use this. Okay, 13 meters away, moving at 8 centimeters per second. Nice. Okay, because I'm not going to bore myself, so yeah, and also this is how the shots looks like there, you know. Falcon 9 and Dragon, it passes the 48% moon phases there, you can see. Pretty interesting, and I like it. So thank you, NASA
This is
Spaceflight,
SpaceX's
once
32nd
again.
cargo resupply mission to the space
And this is
station,
the long
en route to
exposure
deliver
view,
6,700 pounds of research and supplies to the
fish,
crew on board.
the launch and the landing. Alright. And also another one. This is how it looks like for the near of this one, waypoint 0, 400 meters, and then waypoint 1 closing in around 220 meters, and then it finally enters to the waypoint 2, 20 meters, and now we are on the way to the contact. Already everything passes. And what it looks like again? Alright. Alright. So this is also another V1. Interesting. And
Station is closed in on 5 meters or 16 feet away.
okay. Oh, so basically they're also watching this and currently taking snapshot, huh? How interesting. Huh. Yeah. I can 5 meters away. So let us see from the camera. So that's that. Not much else to say. Huh. Okay. And so far you don't miss too much. Basically this is how it views. Okay. It's too boring.
Station is 3 meters or about...
Okay. 3 meters away. Not that long.
Houston, copy. His hands off.
Station is less than 6.5 feet away. You heard that crew hands off point. At this time, Dragon is committed to docking.
Alright, committed for docking. Supposedly maybe almost 2 meters, I guess. Okay, come on. There should be onboard camera by now. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward for that experiment, you know.
Station Houston on space to ground 2,
experiment.
Dragon contact and soft capture complete.
Alright, looks like already captured. Finally, it happens. Basically, 20 plus minutes.
Dragon has arrived to the International Space
20
Station at 7:40 a.m. Central,
alright,
8:40 a.m. Eastern, while
20 minutes a little bit late from the planned schedule, but nonetheless successful soft capture, and then hard capture is where finally it locks in all of it. And
now we're waiting for the relative motion between the two vehicles to dampen out before the initiation of 12 hooks, forming a hard mate between itself and the International Space Station.
Alright, interesting. What's even happening? Wait, what's even happening? Yeah, I understood YouTube, but you need to know it's not my fault. it's the cellular internet problem.
Is in progress.
What do you think? What do you mean? Come on, what do you mean? Okay, wing retractions is in progress. Okay, interesting that.
The capture ring on Dragon is now interacting with the international docking adapter, drawing Dragon closer in for those hooks to engage and do a hard mate with the space station.
Alright. Interesting.
Interesting. The capture ring on Dragon is now interacting with the international docking adapter, drawing Dragon closer in for those hooks to engage and do a hard mate with the space station.
Alright. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, I'm looking forward for that experiment, you know. Mm, 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 mm. Ah, finally. Come on.
Station Houston on 2, ring retraction in progress.
Okay. Come on, there should be additional view there.
If you're just joining us, more than 3 tons of science investigation supplies and equipment just arrived to the International Space Station at 7:40 a.m. Central, 8:40 a.m. Eastern, while the space station was flying off the coast of the was flying 260 miles over the southern Indian Ocean.
All right. So for viewers that coming in to this live stream, hello. We just have the CRS-32 soft captured and docking to the ISS around 2 minutes ago. You know, and to be honest, it's a bit disappointing. There's not many visual there. Prior to, I mean, it's just like few minutes before finally docking in, and they don't even show it. They just show something like this.
Takes approximately
So
13 minutes.
you know. But well,
After that, a couple of umbilicals will also be extended to get power and data from station to Dragon.
all right.
With this extension of power, that'll move Dragon into what's known as acquiescent mode, essentially becoming an integrated piece of station once it's docked.
All right. So it's going to take around 13 minutes plus something like that to unhook all of that being whatever it calls, and after that, yeah, after that, it's going to take some also minutes to finally integrate that power system and also the telemetry together with the ISS, basically become a real part of that of the ISS mission, you know, and also part of the real instrument inside it. For now, it still operates mostly as independent stuff for the CRS-32, even though it's finally docked to the space station.
Complete, ready to go to
the space station. Sorry. Oh, right.
Station Houston on 2, ring retraction is complete. Docking sequence is holding for MCS reconfiguration.
All right. So that's that.
Copy.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get why not many people want to watch this, because it's a little bit boring, you know. You just see this visual right away.
Next, Dragon's 12 hooks, 2 set of 6 hooks, will engage for a hard capture.
All right, 12 hooks, and after the capture, 12 hooks will basically properly attach to the International Space Station module. Yeah, so we are going to see that or not. I don't know. Maybe we just only going to hear only telemetry and communication in between the ISS and the ground control center here, ground mission control center. I believe this is in Houston, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Houston, Texas, of course. So I mean, I do. Okay.
Station Houston on 2, MCS configured, proceeding with hook driving.
Okay. So they are going to proceed for the proper hook, proper Dragon hook, 12 hooks to finally hook itself properly to the
Flight
module.
controllers on the ground and the crew on station confirm that those hooks are beginning to drive and the Dragon spacecraft is latching itself securely into the space station.
All right. All right. I guess stretching himself up, you know. I mean, good things. We see a little bit interesting there. And also coffee. I mean, who doesn't like coffee, man? Or maybe tea or whatever beverage you like. As for me, I just recently I just recently drink a mocha, you know, or basically let's just say
The
I
first
just
set of 6 hooks are traveling.
recently drink chocolate plus coffee, you know, just mixing inside. It tastes good. Mwah. Chef kiss.
Once Dragon has made it to the space station, there will be a vacuum-tight seal.
Alright.
It'll then be pressurized to match the same pressure as station, pausing periodically for leak checks.
Alright, so basically it's going to do
And once
some
pressurized,
vacuum
the crew
tight
will be
seal
able to open the hatch on the station side and Dragon
to
side and begin operations to
to
unload their
equalize
cargo.
to equalize those pressure between inside the Dragon spacecraft and also the International Space Station. So it wants to balance between two. So finally they can open up that door and basically get whatever they want for that inside of it. Huh? That's interesting. Yeah, and hello new viewers. If you are still coming here or returning viewers, welcome again. Nothing much else to see here. We have soft capture and docking to the ISS for the CRS-32 spacecraft around almost 9 minutes ago. So that's the most important information you need to know. And sadly, just few minutes before the capture, there is not much else visual there. Other than just this view and the whole Houston Mission Center view. So that's that. That's the reason why. And yeah, looks from how do I say, from my schedule, or schedule because I rather just use British English pronunciation stuff there.
The first set of 6 hooks are closed and the second set of 6 are currently driving.
Alright, the first 6 that's already in, 6 more left. Alright. They're just chatting around here.
If you're just now joining us, Dragon has arrived to the International Space Station at 7:40 a.m. Central this morning while flying 260 miles over the southern Indian Ocean.
Alright. Looks that.
Dragon is delivering about 6,700 pounds of research and supplies to the Expedition 73 crew of 7 currently on board.
Alright, so a little bit needs to be said here. One of the stuff definitely I will not be able to cover around.
The first set of 6 hooks are closed and we're waiting on the second set of 6, which are currently driving.
Oh, I see. Okay, this is for next week. Okay, but I think for my calculation, I'm not 100% sure if I can cover the Shenzhou 19 landing. I'm not very sure, but the most important things that I can cover would be for next week would be okay, will be okay. So I'm not sure about if I can cover the Shenzhou 19
Once those 12
landing,
hooks have latched,
but
capture
I
will be
definitely
complete,
could see myself cover this one.
Power and data from station
Okay,
Dragon.
the Shenzhou 20 launches, I definitely can see
After
myself
some
cover this
pressurization
one.
and leak checks, later on the crew will open the hatch and start unloading the cargo into the
And
International Space
I'm not
Station.
going to live stream again up until this Sunday. Yeah, Sunday, Tuesday. Okay, and this 2 Tuesday. And for this launch, we are not sure how this launch will go on for this G60 Polar Group. Basically the Chance one. Let's just say basically this is China's response to Starlink. Okay, this is not sure yet when. Could slip to May. We are not sure. But that's that. Okay. And there you go. Hopefully next week it's not going to be too busy because I do need some some rest and break, you know. So that's that. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. And apparently there's, from what I can see from OBS, there's already 3045 drop frames. Wow, pretty crazy. I mean, there is time where the drop frames are not that severe, especially around night. But usually will be around late night, something like that, early morning. That's where the drop frames not going to be that really insane. But for now, yeah. Uh, uh. So if you see me a little bit here, you see my avatar moving right now. Yeah, if you see this a little bit difference. Right now I'm just my seat and basically laying a little bit, you know, some degrees, so I can finally have a little bit of rest there.
Houston on 2, hard capture complete.
Alright, hard capture finally complete. The last 6
Roger, hard capture complete.
finally captured.
Thank you.
Okay,
Congratulations
nice.
to our International Space Program, Commercial Program, and SpaceX for a successful mission. With the success of CRS-32, we look forward to all the science experiments we'll be conducting the following weeks to bring back to Earth.
Alright, so basically that's that, already complete. And I guess the life is almost going to conclude
Johnny,
at some,
words.
not pretty that long right now.
The exercise constraint is now lifted.
Alright, so what's next? You guys going to end this live stream?
Thanks.
I mean, not like you cannot see this 24 hours, you know, 24/7. You still can see this elsewhere, even though they are going to end this. But yeah, just for sanity purpose, I'm not going to stream more than what I can afford right now.
On 2 for Johnny. With that complete, you have our go to step into 3.100 ISS Cargo Dragon vestibule pressurization and ingress.
Alright.
In work.
Alright.
Words from Johnny Kim, and we have a successful tight seal with Dragon in the space station thanks to 12 hooks that have successfully latched into the international docking adapter. This creates a vestibule that the crew will soon pressurize, conduct leak checks, and be able to open the hatch and start removing the cargo later today.
So that's what you hear?
With that,
The
docking is
commentary?
complete. We heard confirmation from Mission Control team members in Houston, and the cargo spacecraft is scheduled to remain docked for about a month and will return to Earth off the coast of California.
Oh, it will keep docking for a month.
JAXA
Okay.
astronaut Takuya Onishi was on board monitoring
Until May,
arrival,
or
and NASA astronaut Johnny Kim, who you just heard, is
until
assisting in
May or
pressurizing
June.
of the vestibule and
Could be longer
spacecraft.
than that. Okay. Because it's also depending on that. Alright. Alright.
Following its launch yesterday, NASA's SpaceX 32nd commercial resupply mission, carrying more than 3 tons of science, supplies, and equipment, has arrived to the Expedition 73 crew of 7 aboard the International Space Station. The SpaceX Dragon cargo spacecraft docked to the zenith port of Station
Just reaching
Harmony module
myself,
at
you know.
7:40 a.m. Central, 8:40 a.m. Eastern this morning. This will conclude our coverage this morning.
Alright. Already conclude
Next up
the
for station
live.
is the U.S. Spacewalk 93 on May 1st.
Okay, so take note this one. They are going to do some spacewalk on 1st May or maybe 2nd May, my place, depending on
Thursday, April
what time is it.
24th at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern to learn more about what the 6.5-hour spacewalk with US EVA 93 will entail.
6.5 hours. Wow, that's long. I'm not really sure I can even
Thank you for
stream
joining us
that,
this
man.
morning as we followed the rendezvous and docking of the Dragon cargo spacecraft for SpaceX's 32nd commercial resupply mission to the International Space Station. This is Mission Control Houston.
Alright, so basically that's that. Already done. You can hear that beep, beep, like that. Okay, so that's it. It's done. Nothing else to say. All right. So thank you so much for watching. Even though this is not the most spectacular or even notable live stream, but well, it is what it is. Okay. And if I see from the first, let me see back on the next space flight. Okay, first May. Wow, that's going to be that long. Okay, so for this one, from what I can see, since the spacewalk starts approximately around 8, and I'm afraid I cannot cover more than that around that time. So probably I will try to cover only the first hour of this spacewalk, or maybe I don't cover this. I don't know. I'm not very decided. I'm not this. I'm not yet decided on. I don't decide this yet. 100%. I could stream this and I could not stream this because wow, it's going to take lots of time in my life. Here, this one. But we'll see if I can cover this one. Maybe I can cover the first hour of the spacewalk, and then after that, the rest of it I'll take a rest. Maybe do something else. Maybe even if I take a rest before I go to sleep around that time, maybe around 10 plus PM around like that, maybe I'll go some other stream, say hi, hello, maybe chatting to you guys there, and talk something, before finally I go to sleep around that time. Yeah, because this one's going to take a long time there, very long. But I guess that's it. This is almost an hour right now. It's the stream start, so why wasting too much time, right? I would rather we just go and call it this a day. Okay, so that's it, guys. Now this is my classic tagline there. I'm going to say it. Okay, this is Daniel Suguwa signing out, and goodbye. Take care and thank you for watching CRS-32 docking and arrival to this International Space Station, the ISS. So thank you so much for watching. Goodbye everybody and take care. Bye bye. And yeah, that's all. It's done. Not much else you need to know about this behind the scene. Okay? If you need to watch this again, you can watch back from the replay, You can watch it back. But that's it. Bye bye. Take care everyone. This again, you can watch back from the replay, You can watch it back. But that's it. Bye bye. Take care everyone. This again, you can watch back